you are more likely to do something that is aligned with your identity than something that isn't. So creating identity shifts, not just looking for outcomes for the habits that you are doing.
Hi, Angel. Welcome to our Evolution Diary podcast with your host, Esther Brody. Our Evolution Diary podcast is basically just my diary where I document how I'm growing and evolving into the best version of myself. And I hope I can bring you on the journey to evolving and growing and also become the best version of yourself. I hope you're here for the long haul. Enjoy. Mwah.
Hi, Angel. Welcome back to another episode of Evolution Diary Podcast. It's your host, Esther. I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful, fantastic day. I hope your day is off to a great start. I hope you're enjoying your day in every way, shape, and form. Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode. Today, I'll be talking about how to be consistent with your right habits. But before we go right into today's episode, I firstly want to get into our question, quote, and affirmation for the week. Our question for the week is: Are your habits helping you become your highest self, or are they just keeping you comfortable? Our quote for the week is: success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, but from what you do consistently. And our affirmation for the week is: I show up for myself every day, no matter what. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you take that into your week. Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to another episode. The past week has been, I don't know, calm. I've just been working. Oh, I officially launched my YouTube channel, which is so exciting. I am I'm so excited about that. I can't even believe I did that. I can't believe it. But every link will be in the show notes, my TikTok, my YouTube, where you can see more of me. Everything will be linked down below. So make sure you are following me on all my other social platforms. And yeah, make sure you guys follow me. And make sure you guys follow the podcast also. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave me your comments. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you've taken away from today's episode. And yeah, let's go right into today's episode. Like I said earlier, today I'll be talking about how to be consistent with the right habits. Now, we all have habits. We all have things that we do on a daily basis. Most are subconscious, some are conscious, but we all have things that we do on a daily basis. And these things that we do on a daily basis are our habits. Now, we're all consistent at something, whether it be good or bad habits. It is totally subjective. I mean, some things seem like no brainers, but I feel like it's subjective to everybody. Certain habits are subjective. A good habit for you might not be a good habit for me, and a bad habit for you might not be a bad habit for me. So we are all different in every area of our lives. We need to realize that consistency affects us in all areas of our life. If you are consistent at a bad habit, it will affect you. And if you are consistent at a good habit, it will affect you. And like I said, right and wrong is totally subjective. What is wrong to one might be right to another. Now, what are right habits to me? Right habits are those habits that align with your goals, your values, and the kind of person you want to become. Those are the habits that help you to become the best and better version of yourself each day. Now, the question is: are your current habits keeping you stuck, or are they helping you grow? Consistency can be a very hard thing, and being consistent with the right habits is a whole different ball game, because we all have habits, like I said, and most of the habits most of us keep are bad habits because they are easier to keep, they are easier to maintain. It's not that deep to keep bad habits. I mean, doing the good thing is never really that easy at the end of the day, but because of the kind of person you want to become, because of the future that you want to create for yourself, I feel like creating and cultivating good habits, creating and cultivating the best habits for you is something that you really, really need to focus on. So that's why today I'm just going to giving you some ways in which you can be consistent with the right habits. Now, firstly, why do people struggle with consistency? First of all, most people struggle with consistency because of a lack of clarity. They do not have a why. Why do you want to do this habit? You can easily start a right habit, you can easily start a good habit, but when you do not have a strong why behind that habit, it can be very easy for you to fall to the wayside with that habit. Another reason why people struggle is trying to do too much at once. Trying to do 100 habits sorry, that's such an exaggeration, but trying to do 5 to 10 habits at the same time in one day, something you've never tried before, is going to completely overwhelm you, and you just feel like everything is too much. Nobody wants to feel overwhelmed. Nobody wants to feel like they're doing, like, you don't want to feel heavy. I feel like that's what overwhelm with habits is. You don't feel too heavy, so you want to take it small, small. Do it small, small. Start small. It's okay to start small. You don't need to start big. You don't need to start with 10 habits at the same time. You can start small. And the reason why people struggle with consistency is relying on motivation instead of creating systems for themselves. Motivation cannot take you that far. I think I've said that over and over again on this podcast. And motivation cannot take you that far. You have to find ways to make your habits more routine like, make your habits into systems that work for you, that you know that you don't need to really think about the next step in your routine, in your habits, in your life. Another reason why is fear of failure. Nobody really wants to fail. I mean, as much as people say you should fail fast so that you can succeed fast, I'll be succeed later, but it's really hard. Failure is a really hard thing to overcome. And if you live life based on fear of failure, you won't really be able to accomplish much. You won't really be able to fulfill your potential. Another reason why people struggle with consistency is perfectionism. You want everything to be perfect, and this beautiful thing, yet the sad thing about life is that nothing is perfect. Nothing can ever be perfect. No habits can be perfect. No routine can be perfect. You just have to take it day by day and make the best of what you have each day. And my last reason is not seeing quick results. In a world where instant gratification is consistently seeked for, it's really hard to want to be patient to see the results that you want. Exactly. It's hard to be patient to see the result because on the internet it seems like everybody is getting theirs faster than you. But you need to realize that your time is your time and nobody's rushing you, nobody's chasing you. And yeah, one way that I've realized that you can be consistent with the right habit is creating identity based habits. Instead of creating habits that say, okay, I want to work out, be a person that says that I am the kind of person that takes care of my body. That's an identity based habit. I understood this from reading the 5 a.m. Club. No, no, not the 5 a.m. Club. Atomic Habits. Yes, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I think that explains this in a better way. Well, you are more likely to do something that is aligned with your identity than something that isn't. So creating identity shifts, not just looking for outcomes for the habits that you are doing, being the kind of person that does that thing, being the kind of person that does it on a consistent basis, being the kind of person that is your lifestyle. It's not just a habit, it is your lifestyle, it is what you do on a daily basis. And one of the quotes that I love from the book, what's the name, Atomic Habits, is every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. Every day, everything you do is a vote for the person you want to become. There's this quote also that says that if someone was with you for a week, like a random stranger, if they were with you for a week, would they be able to tell what your goals are? Would they be able to tell what your dreams are? If they lived with you for a week, would they be able to tell that this is the kind of life that this person wants to live in the next few years? What do your habits say about you? I think that's the big question. What do your habits say about you? Now, going right into how to be consistent with the right habits. Number one, or rather, how to build consistency. Number one, start small and build momentum. You need to realize that you don't need to change your life overnight. Tiny habits build big consistency, and try as much as possible to make your habits easy. For me, one of the ways I make my habits easy is, let's say, with reading my Bible. My Bible is right beside me when I wake up in the morning, beside my bedside. Beside my bedside table, my Bible is there. And because having a relationship with God is something that I'm trying to work on, something that I'm trying to build this year. So yeah, another way to build consistency is to build systems, not just goals. You need to remember that your goals give you direction, but your systems keep you moving. Systems make habits easier. Your system is the routine, your system is the setup, and your system is the structure. Systems are like a well-oiled machine. If you create a system, like for example, let's say you want to work out, like I said earlier, you set your alarm and you set out your workout clothes for the day. That's a system. When you wake up and your alarm rings, that's the first like cue for the habits that you want to take. You see your workout clothes there, you remind yourself this is the reason why I'm waking up at this time. There has to be a reason why at the end of the day. Like I said, a reason why you struggle with consistency is probably lack of clarity. You don't have a good why as to why you want to achieve that goal, as to why you want to be consistent with that habit. So make sure you're building systems, making everything easy for you to do. My next one is track, reflect, and celebrate. Make sure you're tracking your progress with anyway. You can use habit trackers, you can use planners, you can use sticky notes. I realize in this, if you know this 75-hour challenge, people put sticky notes on a wall so that they can be able to easily track each day for a day that they've achieved everything that they set out to do, basically. So just make sure you're tracking your goals so that you can be easily aware of where you are. Make sure you're celebrating your small wins. It can be very hard sometimes to celebrate yourself because it just feels like you're not moving as fast as you want to, or you're not even moving at all. But make sure you're celebrating yourself. Celebrate yourself for 10 days of consistency, 20 days of consistency. You don't need to wait till the last day of how many days you set out to be consistent at something before you start celebrating yourself. And make sure you reflect on how far you've come so you can be aware of how good you are. So you can just give yourself a little bit of validation and praise in a way to be aware of how far you've come and what you are doing. Another one is to give yourself grace. Just remember that falling off is not failure and consistency isn't perfection. It's coming back after a messy day or a tough week. Just be kind to yourself and start again. Sometimes you'll fall off, sometimes you won't do the things you want to do, sometimes you would absolutely stop. Like there are so many times that I've stopped having a morning routine, stopped having a night routine, any routine of any sort, and I'm just taking the day by day. But reminding myself that me falling off of my goals, me falling off of my habits is not me being a failure. It's just life happened at that time. But what really matters is me giving myself grace and getting back up and being kind to myself through that period and starting again. Do not be afraid to start again. There's so much bravery and I don't know, it just takes so much to want to be able to start again. And I'm so proud of you. Anyone that just decides to stand up and start over again because it can't be easy because what you are seeing back is a liter of failure and it just seems like nothing good would ever amount from what you are doing. But when you decide to get up and just push yourself one more day. I feel like that is something you should be so proud of yourself for. So just remember to give yourself grace. And another one, and my last one, is to surround yourself with accountability and inspiration. For me, I don't have that many people around me that are doing morning routines, all those kind of things. But the people that I follow online, the people that I watch, the people that I consume their content are people that are living the life that I want to live. They are inspiring me to keep on going with my good habits, keep on working on my dreams and my goals. I follow so many business owners. I follow people that are in their routines. I follow people that are inspirational to me. Just making sure that I am consuming content that motivates me and inspires me on a daily basis. Just making sure that the people you watch are people that like they motivate you to want to do better. Make sure you're creating an environment that supports your habits, that make sure your space and your mind supports your growth. My space is just me seeing everything I want to do, basically. Like everything is so obvious to what I want to achieve, basically. So make sure you keep showing up and just remember that the results will come. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be intentional. Make sure you're showing up for yourself over and over and over again. Small steps will always lead to big changes. Like people always say, it is a drop of water that becomes an ocean. So little by little by little, Just have faith in yourself, trust in yourself, and keep your word to yourself, keep your promises to yourself. Yeah, I think that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for listening. I want you guys to reflect on an habit you want to recommit to this month. I think so. Yes, let's say this month, or maybe for the next quarter. A habit you want to recommit to this quarter. So yeah, make sure you share this podcast episode to anybody that you know might be struggling with consistency. I'm rooting for your evolution, and I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. I'll see you guys next week by God's grace. Bye, guys.
Angel, thank you for listening to another episode of our Evolution Diary podcast. I hope you guys had a nice time. Make sure to leave your takeaways and anything that you learned from this episode in the comment section. Or you can DM me on Instagram. Make sure to leave a rating and a review. Every link you need will be in the description box or in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. Bye. Have a great day. Mwah.